All right, we're going to do now substitution part 2, okay? So those first problems were just basic ones where they both were set y equals. In part 2, we're going to have one that is y equals, and we're going to have another one that is not. So let me give you an example. We have y equals 3x plus 8, and then the other equation we have is 8x plus 4y equals 12. Okay, so before it didn't matter which one I substituted in the equation, which equation I substituted. All right, and this one it makes a little more of a difference. I'm going to substitute this equation of what y is equal to into this one. So I'm going to recopy this one down. 8x plus 4y equals 12. But in the place of y, so I'm going to erase y, I'm going to put what y is equal to in this equation, which is 3x plus 8. I'm going to move this equals 12 over a little bit. So I'm going to get 3x plus 8 equals 12. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to solve the equation. I'm going to solve this for x. Now before I do that, I got to do some distributing and simplifying. So I'm going to distribute the 4 into the 3x and the 4 into 8. So I'm just going to bring this 8x down. I'm going to have plus 4 times 3x, which is 12x. 4 times 8 gives me 32. And so now I have 8x plus 12x plus 32 equals 12. All right. My next step is I'm going to combine like terms. So I'm going to combine 8x and 12x. That'll give me 20x. Whoop. So now I have 20x plus 32 equals 12. Now I'm going to get x by itself by subtracting 32. I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. Those cancel out. This leaves you with just 20x over here. Over here, when I take 12 minus 32, I get a negative 20. So 20x equals negative 20. I'm going to divide by 20 to try to get x by itself. I get x equals negative 20 divided by a positive 20 gives me a negative 1. So I find out that x is equal to 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 1, or negative 1, sorry, x equals negative 1. I'm going to put negative 1 into one of these two equations. Again, it won't matter which one, because I get the same answer no matter where I substituted. All right, so I'm going to substitute it into this one because it says y equals. So I'm going to have y equals 3x plus 8. In the place of x, I'm going to put a negative 1. So really, I have 3 times negative 1. So we have y equals 3 times negative 1 plus 8. 3 times negative 1 would give me negative 3. Negative 3 plus 8 would give me a positive 5, which lets me know my y coordinate. So my x is negative 1, my y is 5. So that means the solution of where these two equations meet is negative 1, 5. Okay, so I can graph that to double check that. So I'm going to bring up Desmos again. I'm going to double check that. I'm going to put those two equations in there. So I'm going to write y equals 3x plus 8. I'm going to enter in 8x plus 4y equals 12. All right, and again, they should meet at negative 1, 5. So I'm going to scroll up to negative 1, 5, hopefully. Oh, I forgot to put y equals, what y was equal to in that one. Y is equal to 3x plus 8. There we go. And if I take a look, there's where they cross and meet. So the solution, negative 1, 5, just confirms what I had been doing, okay, which is the same answer that I had for that one. All right, let's go ahead and look at another example. I'm going to have y equals 2x minus 3 And then the other equation is going to be x plus y equals 18. Okay? So, again, I have a y equals, so that means I want to substitute into this one because this one is not equal to a variable. So I'm going to use x plus y equals 18. In place of y, I'm going to write what y is equal to, which is 2x minus 3. So I'm going to replace y, and I'm going to bring down 2x minus 3 to replace it. So what I have is I have x plus 2x minus 3 equals 18. I'm going to combine like terms on the same side, so x plus 2x is 3x. So I have 3x minus 3 equals 18 now. I'm going to go ahead and add 3 because I'm trying to get x by itself. These are my equation rules. That crosses out because they're opposites. 18 plus 3 is 21. 3x, I have to divide by 3. I get x equals 7. Okay, so I figured out what x is equal to. X is equal to 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute it into this equation right here. So x plus y equals 18. Okay, in place of x, I'm going to put a 7. So it looks like I have a little more work to do on this one. To get y by itself, I have to get rid of this 7. So I'm going to have to solve this equation again. So I'm going to subtract 7 here, subtract 7 here. I get y equals 18 minus 7 is 11. So my solution for this one is 7, 11. All right. We're going to be doing parts C and D on page 245. So page 245, part C and D is what you should be doing for your practice on those. Good luck.